My son put his hands on a woman, and I couldn't be prouder of how I raised him. The text message came at exactly 2 a.m. sharp, jolting me awake from deep sleep. Mom, I'm at the downtown police station right now. They're saying I assaulted someone tonight and might press serious charges. My heart dropped into my stomach like a heavy stone. Anthony was studying pre-med at State University with a full academic scholarship, maintaining absolutely perfect grades, never heard a lie in his 20 years of life. He volunteered at the Children's Hospital every single weekend and tutored underprivileged kids during his free time. I threw on whatever clothes I could find in the dark bedroom and drove frantically through the completely empty night streets, wondering where I went wrong as a mother. My anxious mind raced through every single conversation we'd had about respecting women, about treating all people with kindness and dignity. Had I somehow failed him? At the downtown police station, Officer Martinez, a stern-looking man in his 50s with graying hair and tired eyes, explained the serious situation in detail. Your son was at a house party on Elm Street tonight. A young girl named Natalie collapsed suddenly on the kitchen floor around midnight. Multiple witnesses saw him grab her very forcefully and pin her down while she was screaming loudly. That's absolutely not Anthony, I whispered desperately, my voice barely audible above the station's constant background noise and chatter. He wouldn't hurt anyone, especially not a woman. There has to be some terrible mistake here. Anthony looked absolutely exhausted and completely defeated, his usually bright hazel eyes red-rimmed from crying and overwhelming stress. Mom, she was choking to death, really badly. Everyone was just standing there in complete shock with their phones out, recording her turning blue instead of actually helping her survive this emergency. Officer Martinez nodded slowly and thoughtfully, his stern expression shifting to something more understanding and sympathetic. The witnesses we interviewed later confirmed she was indeed choking on something she'd swallowed at the party. Your son performed the Heimlich maneuver correctly and effectively. Saved her life, actually. But they said you grabbed her forcefully, and she was screaming in absolute terror. I started, still desperately trying to process and understand the whole confusing situation unfolding before me. I had to grab her that way, Mom, Anthony interrupted, his voice breaking slightly with raw emotion and trauma. She was in complete panic mode, fighting me off desperately because she couldn't breathe properly and was absolutely terrified. I had to hold her still and position myself correctly behind her to save her life. The Heimlich technique requires significant force to work properly and effectively. Just then, Natalie's worried parents arrived, rushing frantically through the station's glass entrance doors. Her mother, still wearing wrinkled pajamas and a hastily thrown-on robe, rushed straight to Anthony without any hesitation whatsoever. Thank you so much for saving our precious daughter, she sobbed uncontrollably, hugging him tight while tears streamed down her cheeks. The emergency room doctors at General Hospital said another minute or two, and we would have lost our daughter forever. You're an absolute hero in our eyes. She couldn't finish her sentence through the overwhelming flood of emotion and gratitude washing over her entire being. Officer Martinez smiled warmly for the first time all night, his weathered face softening completely. Natalie initially wanted to press assault charges when she first regained consciousness at the hospital. She was confused and scared about what had happened to her during those terrifying moments of near death. But once the doctors explained everything thoroughly and she realized that Anthony had actually saved her life through quick thinking, she insisted we call you immediately to say thank you instead of filing any criminal charges against him whatsoever. I just did exactly what you taught me growing up, Mom, Anthony said quietly, finally meeting my proud and tearful eyes after hours of looking away in shame and uncertainty about the entire situation. The entire police station fell silent as we all realized what he'd done and the incredible courage he had shown that night.